Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of the DomJake Podcast, coming at you once again from our bedrooms.
Yep. Well, one of us is in our bedrooms, I would say. I got my man cave that I'm recording in, but that's not the point of this episode.
Definitely. I think it's about time that we get into this one. I kind of have a funny feeling that it'll be a long one.
And why do you say that's going to be long?
Today, we will be talking about different cuisine throughout the world. Now, I know I eat food. Dom, do you?
Do I eat food? Oh yeah, I do eat food. Yes.
That's awesome. That must mean you're very well versed in the study of mastication.
What?
Not masturbation, but mastication. Chewing foods that eventually turns into defecation, flatulation, urination, and or vomination.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't even eat dinner yet, so thanks for that visual.
Really? You actually haven't? Well, I promise after a while you'll forget all about the stupid intro shenanigans and get hungry again. Do you want to begin?
Yes, let's begin.
Ever since any of us can remember, we've always had foods and drinks in our lives. It's needed for nutrition, energy, and to have an all-around a banger of a time. From Southeastern Asia being obsessed with spicing up their cuisine, to America being a bit too focused on keeping profits up, rather than having a healthier option. From the younger generation being worse cooks than the older ones. Possibly? To talking about prehistoric meals, we'll be talking about all of that and more.
Wow, this sounds like a very interesting episode. Takes us back to like health class when we learned about nutrition. But
That's right. We're talking about listeriosis.
Yep. Yep.
We
Callback.
could if you still have that.
It's a personal callback, everyone.
I still have that presentation. Do you?
I don't even know if I even have everything anymore.
God,
I think everything got deleted.
Yeah. The thing is, like, the IT crowd, they did say, okay, we're going to delete everything come, I don't know, June 18th of our graduation year or something like that. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to lose all of this. I'll keep some of this. So I just, downloaded things, put things in a different place, and yeah.
I guess the only thing I have is my resume I did in high school.
Oh God, you probably need to update that too.
Yep, I did.
Oh, you do? Okay. Let's start our journey in Asia. Now, you know that I am slowly but semi-surely I'm starting to learn a little bit of Japanese, but let's zoom out a little bit past Japan and just do Asia as a whole. Let's do that. So, some Asian cuisine history and traditions. Dom, if I'm going to ask you something, what is a thing that you associate Asian food with?
Definitely like a lot of soy sauce and all the unami, savory, like, just mostly savory flavors. And
you think of savory, yeah?
And I think that's at least that's what us Americans interpret them for, but I'm not sure how it really is there.
Well, I'll get into that a little bit later, but the thing I was looking for, which technically there was no wrong answer, because I asked you an open-ended question and I got an open-ended response. That's perfectly fine. But what I was referring to is rice and noodles. You obviously know what those are, right?
Yeah, I
What is
do.
rice?
It's a grain, and like you can get it as yellow or white. And it's carbs.
Yeah, it's essentially you can grow this plant, you pick it, and suddenly it's a grain that you can pretty much do anything with. And I think you know what noodles are, right?
Yep. And yes, I do.
What are they?
And well, they're long. It's like long pieces of dough. I mean, I guess I'm Italian, so I know that noodles are in marinara sauce, but it can be any. But if we're talking Asian foods, you could. There.
I'll let it continue. Continue.
Yeah. Well, um, have you heard of the Korean fire noodles?
Oh yeah.
Yep. There's that challenge that people do, which they just take some kind of fiery sauce, and you just if you're not I guess if you don't eat hot foods, then yeah, you're gonna be miserable. And well, but you can eat those kinds of noodles either with chopsticks if you're that much of an enthusiast, or if you're just a normal person, just eat it with a fork.
Oh, fork that, man. But something that you just said made my blood boil. That's the thing that I was going to interrupt you with, but I did kind of hold back. Noodles are not pasta. Pasta is not noodles.
Well,
Different thing. I mean,
but I mean, it's still
technically,
noodles, but that...
no, they're not. You go to the pasta section, you're not gonna find a freaking packet of ramen.
not those noodles, but they're noodles.
No, but but that being aside, my my blood boiling moment. That being aside, rice and noodles are definitely staples in many Asian countries.
Mm.
This isn't to say that they don't have bread there. In fact, a lot of good bread exists in Asia. Like, let's put a let's put one out there. Naan. Naan. That is a type of bread. It's flat. It's usually cooked on like a stone, so I mean, you could compare it to like a pizza without any toppings, right? Without any toppings or sauce, no cheese, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a flat. It's a flat spacebar bread, right? It's not a flat bread, but it's a flat bread. Uh, but yes, rice and noodles are staple foods that many Asian countries hold high places to. They hold significant value via cultural and historical importance. Let's start with rice. Rice cultivation originated in China around 5000 BCE, a long ass time ago, and spread across Asia. It became a staple food due to its versatility, nutritional value, and the ability to sustain large populations. In many Asian cultures, rice symbolizes prosperity, fertility, and well being. It is a key component of meals and is often served alongside various dishes. Do you know what type of dish is served with rice?
Mm. There's like a couple of things. I would say like not chicken and rice, right? Yeah.
We're talking about Asian cuisine here, which okay.
Um,
You could prepare chicken anyway and you could serve it with some salt. You know what? That was me jumping the gun there.
pad prick
Technically,
sod.
it's true.
Pad prick sod. How about that's at least yep, that's you can get rice noodles on that. There's chicken involved. Or another thing you could do is like say like steak. and that's covered in like soy sauce and put on rice.
Okay. That's something that I am thinking about. One thing that a lot of, well, let's zoom into Japan again, because that is part of Asia, so I'm technically not wrong. You lay out a bunch of sticky rice, you put a layer of seaweed on it, then you shovel some raw seafood in there. Then you roll it up and you got some sushi and or sashimi.
Mm.
Some bangers. Those are some of my favorite things. Oh yeah,
Sushi?
sushi. Are you a fan of it?
No.
Have
Or
you
is it?
ever tried it?
I think once I did.
Once and you swore it off forever.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like it's appealing eating raw meats.
Well, the thing about that is sushi has grades, right? A fish can be sushi grade. It has to be like it has to meet all these not certifications. They have to jump through all of these hoops in order to be used for legitimate sushi. So if somebody is telling you that this is sushi grade, it is safe. I mean, it's it's one thing going to your local gas station, your corner store, and picking up a I don't know 7 week old container, but
Oh,
it's
like a
another thing doing the actual experience.
like a it's like a not like a so it's like a prepackaged meal like at Cumberland Farms.
There is a part of me that does get a little bit pained whenever and I'm not just talking about sushi, but I'm talking about other things that I've heard you say, where it's like you try it once and then you just never do it again. That burns my insides to crisp. Because it's like, okay, you were 5 years old, you tried it once, and then now you're, I don't know, 55 and you're still swearing off of it, right? It's not like you're allergic to fish. Okay, that being aside, any other Asian cuisines that you could think of using rice?
Uh, Maybe nothing like off the top of my head. Um,
Nothing off the top of your head. Okay, we could definitely move on.
mhm.
If you think about a rice dish or whatever, um, something else that rice is often done as. So sushi is the sticky rice. It's very malleable. You could roll it up into a ball, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Onigiri is whenever you take that rice and you shove different meats, maybe pickled plums, maybe different things. You shove that into that ball of rice, and you have a fantastic lunch on the road if you wanted to eat something while walking. It's perfect, right? It's just a little sack of rice that has things in it.
Mhm.
But the number one rule, I guess you could say, of which sometimes gets broken, but a lot of meals over there will have sides of rice or have rice as the main thing. You have oma rice, which is literally an omelet with rice in it. Um, so if you ever go to Asia, do not be surprised if you see rice on your plate. It's just a staple. It's there. It's just eat it.
I could probably eat rice.
Right. Rice.
Rice.
But yeah, the other thing that I said was, if you remember, noodles.
Mhm. Rice noodles.
Sure, we could combine that. We could do rice noodles. Do whatever different bases you want. Noodles have a long history in Asia, with different varieties originating from China, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, and all of the other countries. Noodles are made from wheat, rice, or other grains, and are cooked in different ways, such as frying, boiling, in soups. They're enjoyed in various forms like ramen, udon, lo mein, pho, pad thai, and more, offering diverse flavors and textures. Now, obviously, I did share a few of the food types, like ramen, for example.
It's like
You
the
ever had
most.
ramen? You ever
Yes,
have ramen?
yes, I have.
One that
Very
doesn't,
savory.
one that doesn't say Maru-chan on the packet?
Yes, I have.
You've actually had like the real stuff, okay?
If I,
Okay. I'm not talking about instant.
not those, but I did go. There is this one noodle place that's not going to give out the name of the town, but there's one not far from me.
Not far. Oh, shoot. You ever hear of udon?
I have heard of that. Yeah, I
Do you know what the difference between ramen and udon is?
well, udon is like thicker noodles, right?
Udon is slightly thicker, yeah.
Flavor is also a little different than ramen.
It can be. It's typically in a different stock, but theoretically you don't have to. You could do it in the same flavor, technically, but a lot of people have different stock flavors because it accentuates the noodle a little bit different. Yes, ramen and udon are both Japanese.
Hmm.
I did say I did say lo mein. You know what that is?
Yep, that's like people. It's what people get for like Chinese takeout.
Ooh, yes. Let's just say that. And you could tell that I'm from the East Coast, or
Hmm.
at least from the eastern part of the U.S., because I said lo mein.
Yeah.
If you were probably someone from the West Coast or the West Side, do you know what they call lo mein?
What do they call it?
They call it chow mein. It's the
Chow.
same
Oh
thing.
yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, okay, if you're going to an Eastern place and ordering chow mein, that's a different thing. But if you want lo mein in the East Coast, it's the same thing as chow mein in the West Coast. That's just a little weird thing that America actually does.
It's just like here in the East Coast. Some places they call some sandwiches grinders, and if you go anywhere else, they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" I
Oh
mean,
God.
tangent aside.
I mean, yeah, we could get into that in a little bit, but so I'm not going to sit here and ask you, okay, do you know what this dish is? Because, well, one, it's kind of boring to keep on doing that over and over, and two, I don't need you to technically know what they are.
Hmm.
All we need to know is that there are a lot of dishes that you could use noodles with. The next bullet point that I have on this is common flavors and spices. Now, Asian cuisine is known for its bold and vibrant flavors created by a combination of herbs, spices, and sauces. Some common flavors and spices used in Asian cooking include soy sauce, like you said. It is a fermented sauce made from soybeans, wheat, salt, and other ingredients. It adds a savory umami flavor to the dishes, like you were saying. We got fish sauce, pungent and salty sauce made from fermented fish. It is commonly used in Southeast Asian cuisine, particularly Thailand and Vietnam. We got curry, a blend of spices like turmeric, cumin, coriander, ginger, chili peppers. Curry is prevalent in South Asian cuisine and provides a rich and aromatic flavor. We got ginger and garlic. These aromatic ingredients are widely used in Asian cuisine for their unique flavors and health benefits. And we got chili peppers too. That's one of the things I think you like. The variety of chili peppers are used throughout Asia to add heat and spice to dishes, such as Thai's bird's eye chili, Korean gochugaru, and Indian red chili. And I mean, tons of other things with all of these different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even sure that this isn't the only list of sauces that Asia does. It's just those are the more common, like five, I guess, staples, if we wanted to
Let's,
call it that way.
I
The,
guess
the five
let's,
more
yeah.
common ones.
Let's not forget like sesame oil. That's another thing.
Sesame oil, sure, but I could be wrong here, but I don't think people go around just putting only sesame oil on something. And I would think that's usually just like a part of it. All of these other things can be done with just just that, right? But I could be wrong again. Sesame oil, I think, is the thing that they added rice to make it a little bit stickier.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were gonna add stuff instead of you just going, mm-hmm,
Well, it's like
mm-hmm.
yes, we all know. I mean, I know
Okay,
about birds. I mean, I never knew where bird's eye chilies come from. I just know that they're little tiny peppers, and
yeah,
I've
Thai bird's eye, right?
think so. I think I had to have. Yep.
If you're a spice fiend, you probably have had these. And no, I'm not talking about bird's eye as in the company up here.
No.
Like bird's eye is a type. And it's like saying, oh, the jalapeno company? No. I mean the jalapeno.
The
Right.
jalapeno company.
Jalapeno business. Now, now that we got a lot of the, well, okay, a generalization of a lot of the cuisine. We could add some culture in here too and bring out the tea ceremonies. Um, I'm just going to ask you this. You can be completely wrong. You could say you don't know. But by any chance, do you know what tea ceremonies are?
Tea ceremonies.
Correct.
That sound. I mean, in a sense, that sounds pretty specific. I mean, I've heard of tea
Right.
parties. I've heard of tea parties, but not tea ceremonies.
Okay. Well, tea ceremonies are an integral part of Asian culture and traditions, particularly in China, Japan, and Korea. These ceremonies are highly ritualized and involve the preparation, presentation, and consumption of tea, which I think you would have been able to get. And here's a brief overview. In China, tea ceremonies, in Chinese tea ceremonies, pardon me, the focus is the appreciation of the tea's aroma, flavor, and appearance. It can be a formal event with specific rules or for a casual gathering among friends. Gongfu tea ceremony, a popular style in China, involves brewing tea with skill and precision using small teapots and cups. In Japan, however, a tea ceremony known as chado or sado is influenced by Zen Buddhism and it emphasizes mindfulness, harmony, and respect. Matcha, have you heard of that? That's probably something you've heard of, right?
I think so.
That green powdery tea, right? A powdered green
Yeah, yeah,
tea
yeah.
is often used in the ceremony. The host performs precise movements while preparing and serving tea to guests in a tranquil setting. Matcha is one of those things where it's like you can either love it or you hate it. There's usually nobody in between. I have never had it, so I can't say I like it
I,
or not.
I can't say it either, so.
Okay, let's do a Japanese tea ceremony. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, have a tea. All right, and this is welcome to the tea ceremony. Have Make sure you get all the tea. I know nothing about this.
In Korea. Probably South Korea, but I don't know because I don't have a lot of information there north for probably obvious reasons. The Korean tea ceremony, called Darie, is a more informal affair compared to its Chinese and Japanese counterparts. It involves the appreciation of traditional Korean teas, typically served in small ceramic cups. Guests enjoy tea while engaging in conversations and appreciating nature. So, pretty much just a nice sit down in a park while drinking some teas. And spilling some teas too, right?
Yeah. Yep, I'm already learning about this now. Tea
Yeah.
ceremonies.
Tea ceremonies. I knew a little bit about them beforehand, but it was at the point where it's like I don't think I really knew this. And of course I'm only giving you like, I don't know, 3 sentences about each place, but even that's learning.
Mm-hmm.
These ceremonies provide an opportunity for social bonding, mindfulness, and a deeper understanding of Asian tea culture.
I can only imagine what our tea ceremonies would look like.
Right?
Or guzzling teas, dancing to music. But yeah, they sound like they're having a great tea ceremony. But I'm not a real big tea drinker, but hey, it sounds like a fun event.
Yeah. It might be something where you could have a tea ceremony, a team at the Olympics or something, right?
Maybe.
Oh, now that you've heard everything, or a generalization of everything about the Asian cuisine, how about Dom? You take it away with European culture and cuisine.
Mm.
Mostly cuisine, but
So this is so I found a couple of dishes from like one of the most like at least most prominent dishes in each like country. Just at least list some of the dishes that I'm looking at right now. Let's start
sure.
with Albania's byrek.
Ooh,
And
beat it.
filo pastry is a common ingredient of Balkan dishes, whatever they. In Albania, byrek is just one example of its tasty uses. Stuffing the filo pastry with creamy feta cheese and spinach, and sometimes meat, like lamb. Byrek is a pie that can be served as a main dish or an appetizer. So it's like whether you want it with your pizza or have it as big as a pizza.
That sounds awesome, man. I, I would eat that.
So yeah, it depends on what's in there, but
You just read
sounds
what's in there.
sounds tasty. But all right. Here's what's known as Andorra's national dish, the escadella icarndella. Yeah, it's a filling stew made with pasta and tons of meat. You'll find chicken, veal, blood sausage, meatballs, and even pig snout and trotters combined with this Catalan dish, most often served for cold winters and holidays. This is definitely one to be enjoyed at Christmas time. Yeah, just like Andorra's comfort food, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host over here is partially Italian, and, and he's not pronouncing these things.
Yep, and that's how I know a little bit about Byrex.
Phoenix. It's Phoenix.
Byrex, Byrek, whatever the hell it's called.
Ah.
Yep, we're keeping all that in. Bread and wheat. Well, it's been a staple food in Europe for centuries, and wheat is one of the primary grains used for bread making. Wheat cultivation dates back to the ancient times in regions like Mesopotamia. Yeah, I'm so great with pronunciations. And spread to Europe through trade and migration. Bread holds a cultural significance in many European countries and is enjoyed in various forms, such as baguettes in France, ciabatta in Italy, and rye bread in Scandinavia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Scandinavia being Norway, Sweden, and Finland.
Mm-hmm.
That area where you think of Vikings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is one dish that that I know of. Grape leaves. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. That's from Armenia, and
Armenia?
they're wrapped around cabbage, or grape leaves are wrapped around rice and minced meat and cooked in olive oil or whatever oil you want. There's no rules, I guess. And it may be served with a variety of sauces of your choice or eaten alone. They're
Nice.
pretty tasty, actually.
Nice.
All right, now on to this. Back to this list. Cheese and dairy products. Europe is renowned for its diverse range of cheeses and dairy products. Cheese making techniques were developed in ancient times, and Europe boasts a wide variety of cheese styles, including cheddar, Gouda, Camembert,
There we go.
Gruyere, and Gruyere, yep, and feta.
Gruyere. It's like you're okay. The evil guy who stole the moon in Despicable Me. It's Gru,
Gru.
And then yay, Gruyere.
Good job.
That was terrible.
European countries have long-standing traditions of dairy farming, and dairy products like butter, cream, and yogurt are widely consumed and used in cooking.
That was still terrible.
Yep. Dairy. Cheese, milk. Not only for us, but for the Europeans.
Oh yeah, I mean it is something where a lot of times if we're going to separate hemispheres, hemisphere, would that be horizontal or vertical? Well, whatever. If we're going to separate the cultures into two, we usually pair ourselves with Europe, and we usually say we are Western culture, and then Eastern culture is everyone who's not who's not us. Um, but yeah, it's typically going to be the same sort of idea whenever it's America versus like bread is a big staple. It's probably going to be here too. So yeah.
Yep. So bread can either be eaten on its own or with, like how burgers are. You eat it with something. Or how about breadcrumbs that you bread chicken with.
Or other things, but yeah.
Now, for those over 21, Europe has a rich tradition of wine production dating back to thousands of years. Wine cultivation and winemaking techniques were introduced by ancient civilizations such as the Greeks and Romans. European countries like France, Italy, Spain, and Portugal were known for their vineyards and the production of high-quality wines. Wine is often an integral part of European culinary culture and is paired with meals or enjoyed during social gatherings. All right, so...
Are you a big wino?
No. Oh.
No. I'm not really a big alcohol anyway, but yeah, I've never actually had one, so well, unless if you count like a red wine sauce. Like a sauce that was made out of wine, but yeah.
Well, I don't know if it tastes. I don't know if they all taste the same, but who knows?
They probably do, but all those sommeliers just say there's a difference.
Uh-huh. Okay, so, here's a food item that's from Arnold Schwarzenegger's area, Austria. Introducing, yeah, the Terminator, the strudel.
The strudel. Okay, you know what? That was bad. So you know what? Your Groot and my Arnold.
Mm. And yeah, so yep, the strudel is made of a crisp dough with delicate layers and can actually have many different kinds of fillings. But the apple variety, which also includes raisins, is by far the most beloved in Austria. Order it like the locals, asking for Apfelstrudel. Yeah,
Apfelstrudel, ja.
Apfelstrudel. Enjoy with a topping of whipped cream or vanilla sauce. And get ready for the sugar high of your life. And please don't take inspiration from Pillsbury because they're not exactly what you should think of as a strudel.
Warm, gooey, flaky, toasted strudel.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Mm.
I still remember that kid.
Oh, the
Hey,
doughboy.
you ever see the toaster strudel commercial?
I have. I've seen plenty of them.
That kid.
The doughboy.
No, not the doughboy. The Pillsbury doughboy is different. I'm talking about the toaster strudel guy.
I'm sure if I saw it,
Get your American commercials right.
I would be like, "Oh yeah, I know that."
Maybe. Maybe not. Likely, though. It's likely. You just need to jog your memory of that guy. Even though what I said should have jogged your memory already. But no worries.
All right, here's something from Belarus or whatever it's called.
Belarus.
Belarus, yeah. Yeah, wow. Potato pancakes.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's essentially a flat hash brown, but take grated potatoes, mix them with egg and minced onion, fry them up, and you have a delicious drinky.
What?
I have never even heard of this. This
You
potato
had
pan
a delicious spell it?
Draniki, whatever it's called, whatever.
Draniki?
Belarus. Draniki, sure.
Interesting. I've never heard of that one.
So this potato pancake of Belarus is served with sour cream and can be found in restaurants as well as a variety of food vendors. Pretty interesting.
Intriguing.
So yeah, I'm not even consistent here with this list, but I actually have one more that I'm sure everybody should know. Belgium waffles, which are from, well, Belgium. And Belgium's home to culinary favorites like Belgian chocolate and beer, but no dish is more iconic than the Belgian waffle. While in North America, the Belgian waffle is often massive and drowning in syrup, the traditional version is actually a small street food. Eat this treat like it's meant to be enjoyed. Sans forks, either plain or with a small helping of whipped cream and sliced berries on top. Yep, so that's just a few examples of European cuisine. Common flavors and spices. Yep. European cuisine exhibits a wide range of flavors and spices, varying by region and country. Some common flavors and spices include herbs, garlic and onion, olive oil, and other spices. Just like every other country that has their traditions, so does Europe. Let's look at France. They got something called water jousting, I've never even heard of this.
What are you looking up?
I'm just looking at water jousting France. I'm just looking at some kind of. I'm just trying to find some traditions here that there.
What if you just did the ones that are right there? We got Germany right there. We got Spain,
um.
French
Yes.
water jousting.
Water jousting France. There we go.
I mean, you don't need to share your kinks in this episode.
Oh yes, Italy. Yeah, don't we? I think we already know what they have. Okay. All.
What do they have? Do they have water jousting?
No, no,
No,
no, no,
no.
no.
They have jet ski basketball. How could I forget?
I don't think anyone will. Let's not forget about pasta, like we mentioned in the Asian cuisine. That you
Tread
went
carefully.
went all armadillo, went all
Mm,
armadillo red arrabbiata pasta. Yeah. Um, that's another sauce in Italy. Marinara. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But
To be
what does that have anything to do with festivals and celebrations?
um, I have no idea, honestly. Even I'm just trying to
Europe is
find the right
known
information.
for its vibrant related festivals and celebrations. These events often revolve around specific dishes, local produce, or cultural traditions. Examples include Oktoberfest in Germany. It's right there!
I know. I'm just looking at something online. My bad.
Water jousting!
All right. Okay. Discussing the roles.
Just read that!
All right.
Guys.
Traditional festivals and celebrations. Yep. Let's now. Now I'm back. Europe is known for its vibrant food-related festivals and celebrations. These events often revolve around specific dishes, local produce, and cultural traditions. Examples include Oktoberfest. Yeah. Who could forget about Oktoberfest?
You!
Apparently so. Where traditional Bavarian food and beer are enjoyed. And La
Oh my
Tomatina in
god.
Spain, where
La Tomatina.
La Tomatina,
La
yeah,
Tomatina.
where participants
Get it
engage.
right.
I am trying.
La Tomatina.
La Tomatina. La
La
Tomatina.
Tomatina.
Where participants engage in a massive tomato fight. These festivals offer insights into the cultural significance of food and provide opportunities to explore regional specialties. Oof. Well, that's as far as I know. That's what they have in Europe.
You make me want to take a rotten tomato and throw it at you.
Mm. Well, we have cameras, so we'll see you on footage.
Sure, put it on lively, don't care.
I'll tag but yep,
World star.
so yep, that's pretty much what they have in Europe. Like,
Nice.
all right, so I guess we're gonna segue now to where we are.
Let's segue into where we are. All right. I guess I'll take it away right here. With cuisine, history, and traditions in the Americas. Now, a good portion of American or you know what? Let's broaden the horizon and do North and South America. Is the indigenous cuisine. The Americas have a rich culinary heritage stemming from the indigenous peoples who inhabited the region long before European colonization. Native American tribes cultivated various crops such as maize, corn, beans, squash, and potatoes, which became staple ingredients in their cuisine. Culture. What the heck? Traditional cooking methods like smoking, drying, and grinding were employed to preserve and prepare some food. Indigenous dishes and culinary techniques continue to influence the cuisine of the Americas today. Why do I always go for US?
I guess what's whatever the people think of America, we just think of North America and the United States.
God, you call one Mexican an actual American, or you call a Canadian, oh yeah, you're American. They lose their mind. I guess
Guess
it's like
so.
saying a Sicilian is Italian, which yes, Sicily is in Italy, but they hate you whenever you say that.
Hmm. Interesting. Another thing I do want to add is that like kind of like we mentioned, we have American versions of like Asian dishes that we've
Yes,
Americanized.
Americanized, yes.
That's pretty much like I mentioned. Like here's a fun fact. Like here's like I think we had one Taco Bell in Mexico, but that didn't last. Like for a while.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and yet we have 50 million McDonald's in our place, and they last.
Yep.
Mm. Now we did brush upon this a little bit before, but you were talking about you putting teriyaki beef with rice, right? Or at least
Mm-hmm.
your family.
Teriyaki.
So that's something that I did refer to a little bit before. That is fusion. The Americas are known for their diverse cultural ex, cultural influences, resulting in the development of fusion cuisine. European colonization introduced new ingredients and cooking techniques to the region. Additionally, African, Asian, and Middle Eastern influences emerged through the transatlantic slave trade and subsequent immigration waves. The blending of these culinary traditions gave rise to unique flavors and dishes that vary across North, Central, and South America.
Hmm.
Now, what is an example of a cuisine that could be fusion?
Well, I guess on the teriyaki beef with rice.
Besides that, don't be lazy.
What about the place Kodo?
Yes.
They got I think there's like another place that I know there's like fusion grills. I don't have anything. If I don't really know off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you mentioned Fusion Grill, which was, I mean, I think it's still a thing, just not where we are anymore. But that was a buffet.
Mm,
A lot of these buffets are fusion because you could find honey chicken, which is also another Americanized thing that probably isn't going to be in China. You could find pizza on the same row as that, right? You get all these different cuisines coming together under one, under kids eat free under 12, endless
mm-hmm.
buffet experiences. That's that's odd right there. But it sometimes works. Friend of the show who hasn't been on the show, so I'm not going to give him his actual name out. A friend of the show actually says that he works in a combination place. I think his manager or boss owns like two franchises of I think it's like a Chinese place, and then right next door is like a I think it's a Mexican place. So you could technically get like honey chicken tacos, where it's like they take a little bit from this one and then a little bit of that one, and you could still just pay the same cashier, right? So little interesting things like that, where it's just you know you take a highway stop, a little rest
Mm-hmm.
station, and it just happens to have three things that you could buy at the same place. Um, Another fusion, if you want to call it that, is things like chicken and waffles, right? You don't think about that one mixing up together,
Not together, and yeah.
but it's a thing that people do together, and it does not sound bad, right? And essentially, it's just bread and chicken, just a different type of bread. Um, so yeah, that's fusion.
Oh, interesting.
Take the next two, man. Take street food and food trucks, and then take barbecue and grilling. Let's do this.
All right, so street food cultural thrives in the Americas, offering a wide array of delicious and affordable options. Cities like New York, Mexico City, and Buenos Aires, yeah, are famous for their vibrant street food scenes. Food trucks have become increasingly popular, serving in a variety of cuisines, from tacos to burgers to gourmet cuisine, offering a diverse culinary experience to locals and tourists. Yeah,
You
so
ever,
there's
you ever
there.
eat a food truck thing?
I've had I've had something before. Yeah, I've had at least a few times.
Oh
There's
yeah.
there's this one place in New York that has really good chicken tenders.
You go to a you go to a food truck, and the first thing you get is chicken tenders, man.
Well, no, it's like I think it's like some special like I guess some recipe that's like made inside the truck too. But
You're like the definition of baby eater.
no, but I have had food truck food a few times. Not something I do every day.
It's also something we're not in really the location that we can do that every day. It's not like we are in New York or Mexico City or Buenos Aires, Argentina. Um, but yeah, they're definitely something I've seen a few times. I've gotten something. There is a food truck festival that happens, I think, once a year, every year at one of the local beaches that are like close to us. I tried my first falafel thing, right? Like I had, like a falafel sandwich, and that was great.
Sounds like it's good, I guess.
Oh yeah, this event, it was like packed with a lot of people. Like I just wanted to try it because I saw these signs on the side of the road being like, "Oh, big food truck festival and live music too," which enhances any experience.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Sounds interesting. So, yep, another.
barbecue grilling, barbecue and grilling,
Yep,
barbecue and
that's
grilling.
another thing that I guess people associate with America is like bald guys on at their grill cooking their burgers. Yep. So barbecue and grilling traditions are deeply rooted in the Americas. Different regions have their own unique barbecue styles and techniques. For example, Southern style barbecue in the United States is known for slow cooking meat with smoke, while Argentinian asado involves grilling beef cuts over an open flame. And barbecue and grilling often accompany social gatherings and celebratory events, emphasizing the communal aspects of food. Yeah, it's where you have, you're going having a pulled pork on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Now it's technically different from a cookout, but a lot of the cuisine is pretty much the same. But you didn't hear that from me.
Mm-hmm. See, yep, there are just like most it's like other countries and other continents like Asia and Europe, we also have our common flavors and ingredients, such
Yes.
as corn, which holds a great cultural and historical importance here and is used in myriad of ways.
Myriad
Myriad, yeah.
means it just means like many, like multiple.
Yeah, including cornbread, tortillas, tamales, and various corn-based dishes. Corn is also used to make beverages like chicha in South America and corn-based spirits such as bourbon in the United States.
Another common flavor and ingredient is chilies and peppers. Chilies and peppers play a vital role in American cuisine, adding heat and flavor to dishes from mild jalapenos to fiery habaneros. Various chili varieties are used in salsas, sauces, and stews. Peppers like bell peppers and poblano peppers are used for stuffing or in dishes like chili con carne.
Yummy. Tomatoes are a staple ingredient in the Americas and feature prominently in salsas, sauces, and salads. They are used in dishes such as Mexican salsa, Italian pasta sauces, and Southern-style tomato-based barbecue sauces.
Potatoes. Potatoes originated in the Andean region of South America and were introduced to Europe by Spanish explorers. Potatoes play a significant role in American cuisine, from French fries to mashed potatoes and traditional dishes like Peruvian cusa, Peruvian cusa, and Mexican papas con chorizo.
So now there's tropical fruits. In America's boast an abundance of tropical fruits such as mangoes, pineapples, avocados, passion fruit, and papayas. These fruits are enjoyed in various forms, including fresh fruit, salads, smoothies, and desserts, adding a refreshing and topical touch to the cuisine.
Delicious.
Yes.
Delicious.
Delicioso.
Speaking of cultural dishes that show up in our plates, it's time for a segment we call Taste Trades. You want to say it too?
Taste Trades.
Now, we haven't done one of these in a while, and I'm excited to see what the recipe is you're having me make.
It's been a while that we have done this, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing what yours is, and I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing what mine is.
Yes. As always, Dom and I have prepared a whole recipe that we'll send each other after hanging up this call.
Then, we'll make those dishes and come back to record our thoughts and rankings.
Not to mention, we'll also continue with the rest of the world. Of course, this is a generalization of the continents. If we went more specific, then this would be longer than a certain episode. 12. Anyway, let's keep this part shorter and get to the cooking, Dom.
All right, let's get cooking.
We'll be back in 3 seconds for you, but possibly weeks for us. Bye.
Good.
Now that we've made and eaten the recipes the others sent over, it's time to share our thoughts. So, Dom, do you want to go first?
Sure, I guess. So, anyways, Jake here sent me a recipe for maple glazed carrots, and I thought it was went pretty good. Actually, a lot better than I expected.
Huh. Judging by your reaction, it kind of seems like it went better than even I thought it was going to be. So I'm curious. I'm curious what you're gonna say.
But we did follow it as it was said. I didn't use the baby carrots.
You didn't use the baby carrots because that was something that you were going to do. But for many reasons, I just said, no,
No,
don't do it that way.
Nope, we got them. And we followed the recipe exactly how it was, as it was told. Added my
Yeah,
ingredients, all that. The
right
spice of
on.
my choice.
Yeah, of course, within reason. But
But I did add my spice of my choice.
yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about something. What did you have it with? Because the thing that I sent over was maple glazed carrots. That's not usually something to. That's not usually something that I would eat on its own. I would usually pair it with, you know, a ham dinner or a turkey dinner, right? It'd be with something. So,
Right.
did you do something with it?
But I had it with my dinner.
What was the dinner?
I think it was like some barbecue chicken and then like we had like the prepackaged Red Robin steak fries with them.
Red Robin.
Yum.
That's definitely something that I would consider putting the carrots with. So, great job on that. You didn't pair it with, I don't know, nacho night. So it may
Mm-hmm.
not go. I wouldn't pair nachos with that, but teach their own. So you're able to taste it in a way that makes sense for it, which
Mm-hmm.
that I'm proud of. That was hurdle number one that I thought you were gonna fail.
Well, look, nope. But this time actually, it was a success.
Right on.
Gives me other carrot recipe ideas in mind.
Hmm. Right on.
Oh, so for the difficulty level, it's like a strong 2, like weak 3.
Strong two, weak three, and that's out of 10.
Out of 10 being the most difficult. Um, if like if it was number 10, you'd be like, oh, this is so difficult. I have to chop these carrots into like micro-sized pieces.
But you didn't have to do that.
Nope.
So, well, hmm, I'm stumped here because this was supposed to be a 5 out of 10. What
Well,
did you do everything on your own?
I did.
You did?
I did. Yeah, I did do the. I did add the. I did do the most of the cooking.
Most of the did you get any assistance?
Well, I did. I had like just a little bit, but for the most part, I did really most of it myself.
Just a little bit. What was the thing that you did by yourself then?
Did a little bit of cutting, and then I added my. I put the stuff in the. Put the stuff in the pan. Added the liquid sweeteners, and then I did the seasonings and the other stuff. And the spice of my choice. Then I timed it. And then it's dinner.
Oh, okay. I guess I should have asked it the other way. What did your assistant do?
Oh, peeled the carrots.
Was that it?
Yeah, not and then a little bit of the cutting, but then I did most of it.
Sure, that's cool. That's pretty much what assistants could do. Although you didn't do it all by yourself, that's an acceptable use of assistance. It's not like you're saying, "Hey, assistant, do this whole thing for me." Yeah, it's 1 out of 10. It's easy.
I didn't pay. Yeah, nope. I didn't pay a minimum wage chef to do it for me.
Oh God, I hope not. I assume I know who your assistant is,
Hmm. But
but
other,
that's strange. Huh.
but the end product was pretty good.
Well, that I guess could be the most important part, right? But
Mm-hmm.
at least it was great, but I'm still struggling. Like, how long did it take you to do?
Probably like 20 to 30 minutes.
What the hell? That's dang near impossible based on how I wrote the recipe.
Well, no, because
Well, you
I guess
you
for cooking it, but I did yeah, I did everything else. I timed it all, and then boom.
wow. I almost want to see you do a video.
I should
And
be able.
I don't need to see a video proof. I'll believe you for now. um, but yeah, that's one of the rankings. That was one of the ranking systems. How about for enjoyment now?
Say like a 9 out of 10.
Oh, I think that's my number one so far, is it? I think you rated that one the best.
But like, yeah, I guess my new rating for the, I guess, yeah, for the yeah, it's like a 4 out of 10 now for the difficulty level for cooking.
Because you do have to realize if you do use assistance and you say it's easy. Well, you didn't do all of it, which, okay. You did say assistance was minimal.
Very
So,
minimal, so
so not too bad, but you still did have assistance, and that's something. Um, so that's pretty neat. So it's you don't need to have a final score, but I heard the range from late two
to
to
early
four
3, like something
to
like that.
four. You said
Yep,
wow,
now it's
because you
4.
so it's around what 2.6 to 4.
Yeah,
And then on the enjoyment rate, 9 out of 10.
because
Okay.
hey, it was, so I kind of had fun making it,
Yeah, okay. All right. That's nice.
and then it gives me kind of ideas of what I would do with the carrots, that I have for the remaining carrots.
Nice. How about this one? Would you personally make this again, disregarding for content?
I probably would if I wanted a snack instead of buying chips if I wanted something better.
Well, the better thing would just be to eat the carrot straight up. You're adding all these sweeteners to it.
Uh,
So you probably
but
canceled out. You
but
canceled out the carrots.
but
But yeah,
but yeah, I would actually make this again because it did taste good.
neato.
So now let's talk about your my bad, your recipe.
Your recipe.
Or no. My recipe for you to make. So
Sure thing, sure thing. Dom sent me his recipe for pizza dough. And I thought it was honestly a cop out answer. He's known I've been doing this for 3 years, and yet he gives me pizza dough.
yeah, but well, we're doing it from the Italian way.
You're doing it the your family way, because it might not be the Italian way, it's just definitely the your way, right?
That's I don't think it's what I've seen in your Pizza Pals videos. Shout
Oh,
out to that.
not yet. Not yet, but and no, I didn't do a video for this one because I just couldn't. I was at a weird position where I just couldn't. So I do plan on doing this one eventually, literally doing the same exact thing. And I don't want to change how I do it. So then you could see how dog shit your recipe is.
Mhm.
No. Okay, so I guess I can move on to the scales, right? On the easy to hard scale. So I have made pizza doughs before. In fact, I've done things with oil in it, and I've done things with yeast in it. I haven't done them with both, but I have made pizza doughs before. Of course, I haven't done it the exact same way that you showed me. But here's one reason why I would say this is in terms of difficulty, 1 being, super easy, and 10 being, Master Chef. There's a reason why this one I have to rank 7 or 8 out of 10. Because you didn't do a recipe right, man. I was trying to read it back and forth. I was trying to make sure what you said. You made a redundant thing, so it's like I took out a cutting board and a rolling pin when you said nothing about that after the equipment list. So I washed an unused rolling pin and cutting board.
Oh, I didn't do the equipment.
That's not the only. That's putting it lightly. It's one of those things where I really wish I recorded it because of the fact that I could tell this was wrong, but I was playing the smartass and doing it exactly as it says. I knew that it probably needed some things, and boy, it needed some things. At least you could have maybe rephrased things, reordered the order, made things clearer. But I'm gonna say, I guess final answer, because I've done these before on an easy to hard scale. I'll bump it down to 6 because I did technically not obey your recipe because it was just goop. So I needed to fix it. It's no, you womp womp me. No, I womp womp you. You did this to me. You did this. No. But
yeah, so
I could give a whole video essay about why I thought that recipe was dog shit.
So what would your enjoyment be then?
Because of the how easy or hard how hard I was trying to hold in my laughter. I'm gonna say it was like a 9 as well for enjoyment.
Yeah, I can see.
The whole time I was just thinking, he's wrong. Oh, I'm gonna have words come. What is it, Monday? Whatever. Next day, I'm gonna have words to say, and I'm holding back. I'm holding back.
Got some words in Italian?
Finito. At this point, I think I know more Italian than you do, and that's just because a lot of music stuff is Italian, so. Allegro con tutti. No. That, in terms of enjoyment, as in actually eating it, it was still pretty much fine. It was the way that I ended up doing it, because your recipe was for the dough, it wasn't for the pizza, but I did ask you for a pizza thing in general, just so then it was a little bit more fair, because I could stop at the pizza dough and just, what am I gonna do? Eat raw dough or something, right?
Or you could deep fry it.
I guess that I could have done that technically.
But that's not what the recipe was meant for, but
it's not what it was meant for, but it's what was there. Your recipe wasn't the pizza. As a common courtesy, I just asked you what you would do with it, just so that I could have it your way, mostly. But no, in terms of tasting wise, that enjoyment, it was pretty fun. It was a nice 7 or 8.
all right.
So I guess the average, since I said 9 for the process, so I guess the average would be 8.5 on the enjoyment scale.
I can tell. Sounds like it is enjoyable.
It was enjoyable, but dang, in the moment, Mm. It's a good thing I was beating dough, because if you were there, I would have beaten you.
Well, I'm not. Except I wasn't a piece of dough.
Yeah, but you are
Pizza.
Dominic, right? No.
Guess so. Yeah. Except I have a beating heart and not Italian sausage as a. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on.
You might have the beating heart, but I have the beating fist. I will beat you in the.
Beat me in my meatballs. We're cutting that out.
On whether I would personally make this again, of course, disregarding for content reasons, because I'm probably going to do it for content again, whether it's here or on my personal. I'll still probably make something like that again. Just one of those. I might need to make it again as soon as you edit and fix the stuff. That's the caveat. Because right now I'm okay at my type of dough, or well, my types of dough, because I have two of them now. I have a thin one and I have that puffy one that I pretty much always do in the videos, right? But I will do this with the assumption that the recipe and the instructions are better, improved.
So yeah, I'll probably list the equipment because it's really not that much.
Not just the equipment, it's literally the whole thing. I had an issue with it. You were like, oh yeah, I have an idea. I here I am texting you, being like, oh yeah, I'm almost done with mine. Are you almost set? And you're like, yeah, it should be fine. And then months pass by because we wrote these like 2 months ago or something, or maybe 1 month ago, and then the reveal was like, okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's scroll down. Then I'm like, the heck is this shit? And then I gave you the freaking Holy Grail.
Holy cow!
It wasn't kale, it was carrots.
I know. Well, now that taste trays is set, now let's get back into the cuisine of, well, different cultures, in case you haven't kept up already.
Yeah, it can be weird with after 2 hours of this. Well, okay, after an hour and a half of the actual content and then 5 million hours of taste trade. Whatever. Just like we did previously, I'm going to continue the process with Africa. Alright, indigenous African ingredients. African cuisine is rooted in a rich culinary tradition of indigenous cultures across the continent. Traditional African cooking incorporates a diverse range of ingredients, such as grains, like millet, sorghum, and teff, tubers, like yams, cassava, sweet potatoes, and YouTubers, just kidding, legumes, like cowpeas and lentils, leafy greens, fruits, and various proteins including meat, fish, and poultry. These ingredients form the foundation of many African dishes. There's also regional diversity. Africa is a vast continent with diverse climates, landscapes, and cultural groups, leading to a wide array of regional cuisines. Each region has its own unique ingredients, cooking methods, and flavors. For example, North African cuisine features influences from Arab, Berber, and Mediterranean cultures, while West African cuisine is known for its use of bold spices, palm oil, and ground nut or peanut sauces. East African cuisine incorporates aromatic spices, coconut milk, and staple dishes like injera, or fermented flatbread in Ethiopia. Many African cultures emphasize communal dining and the sharing of meals. Family and community gatherings often involves large feasts where multiple dishes are served and enjoyed together. We mentioned in America there are potlucks and cookouts that could be compared. This communal aspect fosters a sense of togetherness, hospitality, and social bonding. Africa has a lot of fermentation and preservation techniques as well. Fermentation and preservation techniques are integral to African cuisine. Fermentation is used to enhance flavors, preserve food, and increase nutritional values. Examples include the fermentation of millet or corn to produce beverages like traditional South African beer, umqombothi, or the use of fermented locust beans in West African dishes like ogiri or idu. Other preservation techniques include drying, smoking, and salting of meats and fish. Moving on to the common flavors and ingredients. For spices and seasonings, we would have a wide, vibrant array of spices and seasonings. They contribute to its distinct flavors. Common spices and seasonings include berbere, an Ethiopian spice blend, harissa, North African chili paste, ginger, garlic, cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, cumin, and chili peppers. Depth, heat, and complexity to African dishes. We got peanuts and peanut butter. Peanuts, also known as ground nuts, are widely used in African cuisine. They are incorporated into stews, soups, sauces, and snacks. Peanut butter is a common ingredient in various dishes, adding richness and flavor to recipes. We got palm oil and red palm fruit. Palm oil, derived from the fruit of the oil palm tree, is a significant ingredient in West and Central African cuisine. It provides a distinct flavor and vibrant reddish color to dishes like jollof rice, egusi soup, and fufu. Fresh herbs and leafy greens are prevalent in African cooking. Examples include spinach, collard greens, kale, okra, and baobab leaves. Baobab is that very cool, that very cool tree. It's very cool. These ingredients are used in stews, soups, and sauces, providing both flavor and nutritional value. Another thing, surprising nobody, Africa is home to a wide range of tropical fruits, including mangoes, pineapples, bananas, papayas, and guavas. These fruits are enjoyed fresh, used in salads, or incorporated into desserts and juices. African cuisine is incredibly diverse, reflecting the continent's rich cultural heritage and culinary traditions. Now, as for standout examples of cuisine traditions in Africa, Ethiopia and Eritrean injera and wats. Injera is a staple in Ethiopian and Eritrean cuisine. It is a sourdough flatbread made of fermented teff flour and serves as the base for many dishes. Injera is typically used to scoop up various wats, which are spicy stews made with lentils, chickpeas, vegetables, or meats. This traditional way of eating encourages communal dining as everyone shares from a large platter. African tradition is pretty much eat with the community.
Just like every other region, we also got something called Oceanic cuisine.
Oceanic cuisine.
So, have you all heard of Australia? And if you haven't, you've probably been living under a rock.
They've been living under everyone.
So let's discuss some of these, all right? You heard the phrase shrimp on the Barbie?
Shrimp on the Barbie, yeah.
Yep, that's where it actually originated from because
Okay, you can't.
people
I'm an American, I can't say cunt.
oh well.
Boy, you can't.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Continue.
Continue. All right. All right. Well, they're known for having lots of barbecues. Like also known as, well, like I said, Barbies. Not the dumb dolls that everyone buys.
The dumb doll. It's just a doll.
So, let's here's a list of just some of the like food items they have there. One of them is called bacon and egg pie. Well, no, for not just this. Actually, this is from New Zealand, called bacon and egg pie, which is a dish which consists of a flaky pastry, egg yolks, and bacon, which is very salty. It's a common staple on picnics. Pairs well with ketchup and other tomato sauces. I guess Australia has got inspiration from China with their dumplings, but here's what they have, here's what they got. Dim sim, which is like a large version of the dumpling that are either deep fried or steamed. And they are filled with pork, cabbage, and other meats and vegetables. Does that make you want to have any of this?
Honestly, yeah.
Bacon and egg pie. I would disregard the bacon and eat. No, I would disregard the egg and eat the bacon pie with.
I would still do it the full way, you coward.
That's just my personal preference, but as there are meals, after dinner there is something called dessert, and here's a very interesting dessert. It's called the vanilla slice, which again is from Australia, and it consists of a custard, preferably vanilla, which is sandwiched between puff or filo pastry sheets. It's kind of like if you turned an Oreo into a vanilla cake.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and here are some of the common vegetables that we got here in this area. Got the potato, sweet potato, taro, and yams. Northern Lights of sweet potatoes. Okay. All right, and while we all know that they have barbecues as one of their cooking methods, just kind of like grilling, one of the most common cooking methods in this oceanic area is the earth oven, which means you're laying food on hot rocks and burying them. And this method originated in Papua New Guinea, whatever it's. Yeah.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea. And and obviously we all know that the Oceania areas consist of islands. Seafood also plays a good part. Like I mentioned, the potatoes and the yams. We also got coconuts, which is not a vegetable, and its derivative products such as coconut milk and coconut oil and coconut sugar. And it is also an important ingredient in the tropics of Oceania. And now let's talk a little more. Other than their climate and produce availability in Australia, Australian cuisine has been influenced by the tastes of settlers to Australia. The British colonial period established a strong base of interest in Anglo-Celtic recipes and methods. Yeah. Later influences developed out a multicultural immigration and included Chinese, Japanese, Malaysian, Thai, and Vietnamese cuisines. Mediterranean cuisine influences from Greek cuisine, Italian cuisine, and Lebanese cuisine influences are strong. Yeah, they're pretty much kind of like how we are in America. They just kind of influenced by others. Well, here's a fun fact for everyone out there. The Granny Smith apple has originated in Australia.
Ah, so it's Groiny Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, Groiny Smith?
Yep. Granny Smith.
Groiny Smith.
Yep, she's at the opera house having her apples.
The Sydney Opera House. No, that's not right. That's not Australian anymore.
Uh-huh.
Not that it ever was, jeez.
Yeah, so here's another interesting dish called a cooked Balmain bug, also known as the butterfly fan lobster. It is a species of slippery lobster that lives in the shallow waters around Australia. And no, there's no actual insects and harmed of the make. in the making of this project, of this dish.
Sign me up.
If you want to sign up, go to Crush from Finding Nemo. He'll help you out.
But fish are friends, not food.
Well, a lot may disagree, but hey, they're our friends.
No, I mean I eat them too, but I could eat friends, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain type of person that does that, right?
Yeah, there's somebody out in the world. It's pretty much the oceanic cuisine in a nutshell.
Oh yeah, it's something that I was curious if you were gonna get into.
All right.
So something that Australia, in specific, maybe New Zealand as well, but I think New Zealand is probably not one to do this, but hey, maybe they are. I know Australia anyway does this because there's a lot of bogans there. They're living pretty much in the boonies, the wild. But it's not usually like the Sydneys or the Melbournes. But a lot of people do something with their alcohol known as a shoey. You ever heard of shoey?
No-y.
No, you haven't? Okay. Guess what a shoey is?
What's that?
They put like their alcohol in a shoe and they drink it from the shoe.
Shoot. That sounds disgusting.
And it's not just like, oh, here's my shelf shoe, my drinking shoe. No, it's, oh, Mr. Right is coming off for a drink.
What, after even a 3-hour hike in my sweaty sock, and here's some alcohol. Drink up.
Well, one of the more famous pictures of a shoey actually does come from an athlete who pretty much did a shoey like right after doing right after I think he was doing soccer. Oh, that wasn't who I thought it was. Apparently, that was Harry Styles. That was I see a BBC article. Harry Styles down to shoey, a divisive Australian trend. BBC News. So one of the guys from One Direction.
Yes.
Drank.
Who doesn't know who that is?
Drank from worn shoes. Yeah. They're also
reminds me of.
Well, what is a shoey celebration? All these different American companies trying to understand what a shoey is.
I think iCarly must have given us a good idea when Sam made Neville drink out of the shoe. If you remember that episode.
I mean, I don't doubt that happened because
hey, that's an American. They were in America, and they kind of, except they didn't use alcohol.
But shoeys were a thing, like far before iCarly.
I would assume so.
Before I fight Shelby Marks.
I pity the Neville. Yeah, but that's besides the point. But I would assume shoeys were before, like, most of us were even born.
Oh God, definitely. Yeah. You have anything else in that area?
The only thing I would say is like they definitely it's kind of like how we have fusion, like in the Americas, they kind of did the same thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, we did talk about fusion a little bit before, but that's exactly what America has. That's exactly what, from the sound of it, Australia has. I mean, from the sound of it, everywhere has fusion because they take one thing from this area and happen to grow it now, and this thing can be added to this to make it different. Yeah. So everything does have a little bit of fusion aspect, whether you think it or not, but it's not necessarily the fusion of, I guess, cooking styles. It just might be the fusion of growing things that once weren't here.
So it's kind of like, so I guess whatever their dishes there, it's like their burgers and fries, essentially. Because we all know burgers and fries are kind of mostly associated with America.
Oh, there was something. So, how familiar are you with Australian animals?
I'm familiar with the kangaroo.
Right. Okay. Or should I say, right?
Right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, that's more British.
Crikey!
But whatever. It doesn't really matter. But have you ever heard of an Australian bin chicken?
Huh. Is it like bucket of chicken?
It's not a it's not a bin of chicken. It's a it's not even a chicken. It's a bird that gets all up in your garbage, right? It's like the bird not to
Oh,
mess with.
I think I might get it.
It's not an emu. It's not an ostrich. It's a bin chicken,
Hmm.
but
So
it's
would
not
I?
a chicken.
So if we have a raccoon going in my garbage can, would I consider that bin raccoon?
You could actually no. You'd probably call it a bin bear, right?
I guess so.
Because a bin chicken is not a chicken. Same with the mountain chicken. The mountain chicken is a frog.
Yeah, it tastes like it too, I'm sure.
But bin chickens are very, very tough. Like it's really one of the birds you don't want to, be in the way of. But there was this Asian guy who lives in, I think, New Zealand, actually. Maybe it wasn't Australia, but he was arrested for eating a bin chicken.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they have a protection on them or something. I don't know, but yeah, I think they frowned upon that.
Yeah, imagine getting arrested for eating just something you like.
Just a bird that wanders into your trash can.
Yeah, would I get arrested if I eat a bin bear, as you call it?
A bin bear, right?
But yeah, but that's pretty much oceanic cuisine. And we also dove into culture, kind of like that. But
Right on.
right on.
There is one more place we didn't dive into.
All right, so let's the importance of it.
Antarctican cuisine.
Yeah, what's that? Penguin stew?
It's penguins that end up going near you, or it's MREs.
Or what? What's next? Fresh caught fish from Antarctica that are eaten by the polar bears?
Maybe beached whales, maybe.
Mm,
A
goes good on
narwhal,
toast.
narwhal on a stick. Hey, it already has a stick.
Yeah, well, narwhal kebabs, come on.
Yeah, I figured we didn't really need to dive into
I know.
Antarctica because Antarctica is pretty much just populated with researchers, which technically would make Antarctica the smart continent in the world.
Mm.
Today, we explored a rich tapestry of food traditions across various cultures. We delved into the captivating history and tradition Asian, European, American, African, Antarctican, and oceanic. And we also made sure to include our third installment of Taste Trades, where Dom gave me his recipe for.
Maple glazed carrots.
No, you didn't. You gave me pizza dough.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. But anyways,
Recipe for.
pizza dough. And I gave Jacob the recipe for
The pizza dough, dude. Like, you
yeah,
gotta
no,
say
no.
what?
And you gave me the recipe for,
Maple
well,
glazed carrots.
yes. And it's been a third installment of Taste Trades.
Stay tuned for another installment, whenever that happens.
Yeah.
Uncovering the significance of ingredients, cooking techniques, and communal dining practices. Let's recap some of the main points that we discovered. Asian cuisine showcases the importance of rice and noodles, while also embracing a wide range of flavors and spices such as soy sauce, ginger, and chili peppers. We learned about the elegance and mindfulness of tea ceremonies.
European cuisine takes us on a journey through the history of bread, cheese, and wine, and diverse spices. We explored the importance of communal dining and the cultural festivities that revolve around food.
The Americas captivated us with their fusion cuisine, vibrant street food culture, and love for barbecue. All 1,500 types of them. We
Yes.
discovered the flavors of corn, chilies, tomatoes, and tropical fruits that bring their dishes to life.
Oceania's culinary traditions offer a delightful blend of flavors. Oceania showcases a rich tapestry of fresh ingredients like seafood, tropical fruits, and indigenous flavors. The region's diverse cuisine invite us to savor the richness and cultural heritage of Oceania's food cultures.
African cuisine revealed a diverse range of ingredients, from indigenous grains and tubers to the bold flavors of spices and peanuts. We explored the significance of communal dining, the art of fermentation, and standout dishes like injera, tagine, and jollof rice.
As we conclude this episode, let us celebrate the incredible diversity of food cultures around the world. Embracing different cuisines allows us to expand our palates, broaden our horizons, and appreciate the rich tapestry of global culinary traditions.
We want to express our heartfelt thanks to you, our amazing audience, for tuning in and joining us on this culinary journey. Your support and enthusiasm are what motivate us to continue bringing you content.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts and experiences with different food cultures. Help us spread the love for diverse cuisines by sharing this video with your friends and family.
Remember to ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and savor the flavors of the world. Peace.
Goodbye.